Welcome back. It's Friday. It's that time of Ask Mbithe, a space where we get to hear your questions about investments and we answer them. Yani ni Friday, tunajibamba, ni Ask Mbithe, tunataka utuvutie nango strambe. Niaje, mi nataka kujua XYZ about investments, nita make do ama nitapoteza do. Hii ndio place ya kujua venye unaweza ka make do na kasi ku make do uta safeguardaje do zako. Au sio? So let's start it off. So this street hii team ya Ask Mbithe na markets today, tumeenda kwa streets, tumeongelesha wase, guys are asking them, what do you want to know about investments? Hizo videos, we'll line them up for you in a few and then we will be answering those. But we also have your sentiments that we will be showing up on the screen just to hear your questions. You still have time. 20146, that's our SMS line. Chukua simu, just send us an SMS. Tell us what you would like to know. For today, let's take a look at some of you who've been able to ask us questions courtesy of Ask Mbithe. So our first question is up here. It says, I'm Bernard from Kitengela. How can shareholders know when dividends are issued to certain shares? Hello Bernard from Kitengela. I hope one day you can invite us to come and speak to you as well as people there and understand what's happening in terms of investments in Kitengela. But for today, how do you know when a dividend has been issued and how are you able to articulate what shares have been given a dividend? When a company issues a dividend, it does put up that notification on its website. That communication is also shared to the Nairobi Securities Exchange, which ideally should get to you if you already have an existing stock brokerage account. Your broker has the responsibility to be able to share that particular piece of information with you. If that's not the case, if you don't see it in the press, not in the press, on the website, the companies, when they announce a dividend, they typically announce a dividend with the full year numbers or half year numbers. As per the listing regulations, this particular information would be available in at least 2 dailies that are circulated nationally. Nowadays, if you follow the companies that are listed, when they make such announcements, they do put up these announcements on their social media on their social media handles. However, if you are looking at the price list, looking at the NSE price list, which has the list of prices of stocks as well as the volumes that were traded over the day, there are particular acronyms that help you understand what is happening. So for particular dividends, CUM dividend, CD, means that a dividend has already been issued for this particular stock. So at that point when it's trading, know that there's a dividend affiliated with it. When a dividend is issued, there are a couple of dates that are important. The day that that announcement is made, a company says, for example, let's take an example of Safaricom. It makes an announcement of its full year results and it says it will be paying a 1.4 shilling dividend per share. That's the announcement date. Second piece of information that you get from the company, they say that this dividend is payable on the shareholders who will be on the register at a particular date. So that's the record date. And the rationale for the record date is this. Back in the day, this movement of shares used to be written down and recorded in books. So if you would pay a dividend, you'd say, this day is the record date. Anybody who becomes a shareholder after that does not get access to the dividend. That's the rationale for the record date. In other words, ukinunua stock when it's CUM dividend, you will be able to receive a dividend. When the record date happens, you're no longer applicable to access that dividend if you buy after the dividend date. Again, if you are looking at the price list, that acronym would be XD, which means it's now trading X dividend. Let me also articulate this further and say the last dividend that Safaricom was paying was 1.4 shillings. Assuming that the date was today and Safaricom decides to announce a half-year dividend, this is hypothetical, this is an example, Safaricom has not issued any dividend, but if a company issues a dividend today and issues a dividend of, for example, 2 shillings and says the price today is 30, then from tomorrow, the company will start reflecting that there's a 2 shilling dividend affiliated with that stock. The record date, perhaps the company says the record date is 1st of November. If you buy this stock on the 2nd of November, you will not qualify to earn the dividend of 2 shillings per share. So that's how the dividend works. Those are the pertinent key dates when you're looking at the dividend. You're able to find out on the newspaper, on the website, from your stockbroker. And of course, we will be able to articulate that kind of information from you as we go along. Let's take a look at who our next question comes from. Okay. Fantastic. It says, I'm Bernard again from Kitengela. When should one buy or sell a share? You buy low and you sell high. The stock market, yes, it has shares, but it's like any other business. Assume that you are in the business of selling lemons. Would you want to buy lemons when they are at 10 bob, or would you want to buy them at 5 shillings? You want to buy them when they're cheap with the hope that you can actually sell them at a higher price. Buy a stock when it's cheap with the hope of selling it when it's at a higher level. How do you determine whether a stock is cheap or not? Relative analysis, looking at the price to earnings ratio as well as the price to book ratio, something that we will walk you through in subsequent weeks, are some of the things of helping you identify, is a stock cheap, is it not cheap today? But overall, on the Nairobi Securities Exchange, it's trading at a price to earnings ratio of 9.3 times. It's actually very cheap and presents some opportunities for the long term. So yes, it's a good time to start being selective about buying some stocks. You want to start off with the blue chips. That's the tier 1 companies. We call them the big 6, the likes of Safaricom, KCB, Equity, EABL, a bit of APSA, and a bit of Cooperative. If you start your analysis there, you're certainly in a much better place. Let's see who the next person is asking a question. We have one question here that has come through our SMS line. Let me read that out. It says, hello, Mbithe, always a delight to hear from you. Thank you very much. Question is, now when hunting for a stockbroker or a money manager, what kind of questions am I required to ask them in order to know they are legit and they will make my investment? See the other side of the bridge. Thank you so much for this question. 2 ways to answer this. Money market manager is a different decision from a stockbroker. Here's why. A stockbroker only facilitates a trade. They only execute a trade. The only relationship you have with them is when you transfer money. The money sits in your trading account. When you buy shares, after 3 days, the shares reflect in your trading account. In other words, the assets are still your assets. They don't belong to the stockbroker. Because it's only execution only that the stockbrokers facilitate. In other words, ukienda kuongea na stockbroker anakununulia but hizo vitu ni zako, they don't sit on their books. The key thing that you want to look out for is, are they quick? Are they efficient? Do they have systems that work? Today, we are all doing so many things on our mobile phones. So you want to find out, are you first and foremost, do you have mobile access? Out of all the stockbrokers, 6 of them have access and allow you to be able to download an app and trade using your mobile phone. How can you know who these stockbrokers are? Chukua Nango Stena, NSC app. That's my NSC app on either iPhone or on an Android phone. You can be able to go to the Play Store and download it. It has the list of all the stockbrokers on its particular page. You can click on any one of them and discover who has access to mobile, who's online, and see. It's more of a taste and preference scenario. When it comes to money managers, now that's a bit of a different story because you put your money with them, they take that money, they make investments. These investments, they own them on your behalf. What they distribute to you is a return based on the money that you have invested. So first and foremost, because it's an investment that you are making with a money manager, you want to look at who is this money manager. What we have done earlier in the show, we helped you understand who is Bamburi. Go to the website. Who is this company? Who runs this company? Where are these people from? Google the names of people like the Chief Executive Officer, the Chief Finance Officer, the Chief Investment Officer. Because these are the people who make the decisions on your behalf. You have delegated that responsibility to them. Secondly, look at their market size in the economy. When you're big, it means that there's something right that you are doing that as many people are appreciative and they're willing to take that chance of putting their money with you. Today in Kenya, the largest CIC has assets under management as a money market manager of about 32 billion. The next company, that's Britam, has assets of about 8 to 9 billion shillings. That's a huge differential, but there is a reason why that huge differential exists. Then after Britam, you have ICEA, you have Sandler, you have the tier 2s that are in that particular level that have assets under management of money market funds of between 5 to 9 billion. So size matters. Size is important. This is why size is important. If your money market manager makes an investment and that investment goes bust, can they recover? If my assets under management, I am your money market manager, are valued at $1 billion, For instance, if I make an investment for 500 million and I lose that money, it's very hard for me to recover. So it becomes harder for me to give you back 50% of the money that you have invested. If on the flip side, I have assets worth 10 billion and I make an investment of 500 million and it goes bust, I'm still able to recover because I'll use the returns from the other investment opportunities to pay back the people who've invested in my fund. Size matters. Do your due diligence on who are the people who are running this company. And the final one, which I like the best, chukua nangos, call them. Because they say this is Africa. It's like Hotel California. It's easy to get in. It's so much harder to get out. Pick up the phone and call. And just ask, hi, I would like to invest in this product. How do they treat you even before you put your money in? Because I can guarantee you they'll treat you slightly worse than that when you're trying to get your money out. So call and see. Are you being told to talk to 6 different people before you get access to what you want? Then maybe that's a red flag. If it's a straightforward process, that's considerably better. Do they have a presence on the app? If they do, that's also helping your life get easier. I hope those pointers are helping you out. Let's see if we can take one more question, then we take a break, we come back, we take it to the streets of Nairobi. Let's see if we have one more question there for us on Ask Mbithe. All right, so let's... Okay, so we have run out, we still have the questions. We'll probably come back with more questions on that. We take a break. When we come back, we will be showing you the videos of what we were able to glean from the streets. See you after the break. Hey, welcome back. It's Friday. It's all about Ask Mbithe. So much energy, so much information, so much engagement. Mina kwambia chukua nango sutuvutia. Inaitwa kuvutia waya. What's the latest word that we are using now? You know, I have to keep up with the words of the street, and I can only keep up if you take your phone, 20146, give us a shout, tell us where you're watching us from, give us a word. What's the latest word? What do you call shares? Najua nasikia kuna lugha inaitwa lugha ya Rieng na jeshi ya Rieng. So hiyo sijashikanisha bado, lakini niko inside, niko within. But number ya simu 20146 tutumie a message. What would you like to know about investing? So we are continuing with the questions, and most of you are sending us questions. Thank you so much. If we don't answer them today, we will be able to answer them on subsequent Fridays. Kwa sababu Friday show ni yenyu. Let's go on with the next question that's coming up now that you have been able to share with us. And the question is, how can I buy shares on NSE using M-Pesa? Very easy nowadays. So your access to NSE starts by you opening a stock brokerage account. You open a stock brokerage account, get a service provider who can be able to give you access using your phone. When you open an account, you take your M-Pesa, you send money into your trading account using a pay bill. This pay bill is different for the different stock brokers. So that's how you do it. Once the money goes into your account, then you're able to go to the screen, the trading screen available on your phone, look at what's happening in the market, select the company that you want to buy, and you buy it. It's as easy as that. Let's see the next question. Next question is coming up. Keep your questions coming. We have a lot of time to answer them on your behalf. My name is Timothy. Timothy, hello. How are you? I was following this share for a while, but it can raise the price in the future. My question is, according to you, is it advisable to buy this share? Well, Timothy, if you have been following it, I'd say look at 2 other things before you decide to buy. I like that you have been looking at the price and the price keeps going up. Now go a step further. What's the name of this company? Go to their website and understand what are they trading at. And a simple tip here, go look at the last reported earnings, that's the profit after tax. Divide that by the number of shares. When you do that, you get the earnings per share. Now take that earnings per share, take the price of this stock, do price over earnings per share. You get a price to earnings ratio. If it's high, it means the stock is expensive. If it's low, it means it's cheap. We've been talking about NSE being cheap. The NSE as an entire market is trading at a price to earnings ratio of 9.3. What that tells you is if you get something at 9.3 or less, then it's a discount to the entire market, and it could possibly be a pointer for you to make that investment. So Timothy, I hope that helps. Look at the price to earnings ratio, compare it to the entire market. Then even as you're tracking the price, start by also tracking what is this company all about. Is it profitable? Because you only earn if if it pays you a dividend or if the price keeps going up. I think we have one more. If not, we'll probably start taking the videos from here on. We have a couple of videos from the streets. After this, we can be able to look at that. The question is, hi markets today. Hello, how are you? Kindly discuss the Retirement Benefits Authority mandated pension scheme for the informal sector workers. I think we answered this last week, but we'll also answer it again. This is a law that's out there that is going through the process of parliamentary approval. And the rationale here is trying to say, if you are in the informal sector, how can the market create a product for you? Because the current products in the market that are regulated require you to make a regular monthly investment for you to qualify for some of this pension products. This particular law, once it's passed, once the regulation is passed, there will be an added advantage in terms of you being able to put money aside as and when you are able to. We have a few more questions here. Hello, Mbithe. How do you interpret the percentage change points for the top losers? For example, how do you translate 18 for Centum, the price of 18 shillings per share for Centum? This is Redemptor. Redemptor, thank you so much for this question. So the price yesterday for Centum was 18 shillings. On the previous day, that's on Wednesday, Centum was trading at 18.5 shillings per share. How you calculate the percentage change, you'll take the last price, 18 shillings, divided by the price on the previous day, 18.5 minus 1, to get the percentage change in the price movement. When you look at the percentage change, it equalizes the analysis of all the stocks, because then you're able to say that Centum was down X percent, and how does it compare to another company that was also down over the day. I hope that answers you, Redemptor. You take the last traded price divided by the previous traded price minus 1, you get the percentage share movement, whether it was up or down. For Centum, previous day was 18.5, yesterday was 18, so that was a downward percentage movement. Two other questions here, and then we can go to our videos. Hi, Mbithe. If you check the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics monthly data for 2020, you will realize that cement consumption is higher than year 2016. What is driving this? Thank you so much for this question. If you have been walking around in Nairobi, there has been a proliferation of commercial buildings. That's really what is driving up consumption of cement. Then also during the COVID-19 period, if you have been following us, we had a one-on-one with the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, and they told us there's an uptick in terms of the manufacturing space, with people now spending on what we call capex, capital expenditure, to put up different things. There's also construction that's heavily happening in the technological sector. Now, to answer your question, yes, overall, the consumption of cement is on a high, is increasing. But for you to actually understand Bamburi, you want to understand, is Bamburi increasing its exposure in the market by cement sales, or who is consuming this cement? The example that I gave, I said, people who are doing a bit of house repairs, when you walk around, the first way you know whether people are consuming that product or not, walk around any area that is being constructed, whether around your neighborhood, or if you see one, stop by there and go and ask them, munatumia sementi gani? I haven't seen Bamburi as a cement being used in a very long while. And what I'm saying is that there have been other market players who are considerably cheaper, and people are opting to go for that. That particular statistic is very important because, yes, the cement consumption is growing, but the absolute important question is this growth reflective in the numbers that we are seeing for Bamburi? Half-year numbers, no, they're not reflective. The sales were actually down about 13 percentage points on a year-on-year basis. So even before you buy it at 23 shillings per share for the long term, you actually want to understand the numbers to be sure that this company is actually selling and it has the outlook of growth over the next 3 to 5 years, so that you can be able to buy it on a long-term basis. One final question, then we can take one or two videos. Hello, Mbithe. Always a delight to hear from you. When hunting for a stockbroker or a money manager, what can you do? We've already answered that question. So you can see we have energy. We have answers for you. All we need is for you. Uchukue nangos ututumie message. Whether we answer it today, hakuna shida. If we don't answer it today, we're going to answer it next week of Friday. Lakini mimi na wewe tuna bond aje nangos 20146. That's the number. Watch how we take a very brief break. We come back, tuone wasewa streets, wanadayaje. See you after the break. Hey, welcome back. It's Friday. It's that time. Hashtag Ask Mbithe, a space where you come to ask us absolutely anything when it comes to investments. Now, I don't do all of this by myself. I have a very big and successful and very energized and productive and efficient team that comes behind me. Sikwangi peke yangu. You know, it takes, ukitaka kwenda peke yako utaenda haraka, lakini ukitaka kufika mbali, bebana na watu. Producer wangu wa nguvu anaitwa Steph. Wacha nikwambie. Hizi streets anazijua. Kona zozote anazijua. Anaendanga kwa streets anauliza wase, ni aje, unataka kujua nini juu ya stocks? Jusi tunafanyanga kazi ya investments, utuongeleshe. So ukimwona umvutie umpatie high five kwa sababu hii show yeye ndo ameleta. Shout out pia kwa Ivona kila mse. Everybody here is just doing such an amazing job. And it's important to just appreciate that what we are trying to do here as Markets Today on Metropole TV is to reach out to each and every one of you. If you have a question on investments, we want you to ask us because this is the place that you get to hear what you must do, be able to enhance your well-being. We have a couple of videos that we took from the streets. Let's hear what they have to say and I will be able to answer them. Remember, 20146. Yes, we are having fun. Yes, we're taking it down a notch. But the reality is, if you get what we are saying right, you can change your future. If you make the right investments, you can actually enhance your well-being. So ndio ni Friday, ndio tunajienjoy, lakini skiza na uchukue action. Au vipi? Let's go to our first video.
Hi Metropole TV, my name is Cantona Okito. My question is, how can you save without a job? Because many youths don't know how to save.
We are back. That's Cantona. Cantona nauliza, how can you save without a job? Because many youth actually want to save. But let me be honest here. It's hard for you to change your financial well-being without a source of income. Today, the Kenyan population is made up as follows. The majority of the population in Kenya, over 75%, is 35 years and below. Our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents are the minority in Kenya. We are operating in an economy whose formal structures, employment more specifically, were made for our parents. So there are opportunities that are enough for our parents, but for you, the youth, mimi nilishatoka hiyo bracket kitambo kidogo, but for you, the youth, you are the majority. So if you keep sitting there asking to be given a job, you've missed the point. Today, we are in a space where the government of Kenya has made extensive investments to allow you access to the world through the internet. Internet that's affordable, a smartphone that's affordable, a way of giving you a gateway to the economy. The digital economy, that's the thing that's going to change your future. If you sit back and say, nataka kazi, you've missed the point. What you need to ask yourself is, who are the people around me? Hawa si watu naongeleshanga kwa WhatsApp. Uingie hapo useme, mimi nimechoka kusota, mnataka nini niwafanyie? What errand can I do for you? Na ukwe ule mse, you're trustworthy, ukituma unafanya kazi yako, ukiambiwa ukafanya XYZ unafanya on time. Because you must be able to change your fortune, and what the government has done, imekupatia nangos. Tumia nangos, tumia data yako, wacha kuspend the whole time ukiongea na wase ama kukatiana na ndio ni weekend, ukipanga venye utaspend, uliza wase, what can I do? Because the way you're going to get the opportunity to earn money is by selling goods or services to the people around you, the people on your Facebook page, the people on your Instagram page, the people on your Twitter page, all those groups that you're in on WhatsApp. Those are the people who are going to enhance your well-being. Sasa ukisha address hiyo kitu ya kutafuta do, tuachane na historia unatafuta kazi, jusha patiwa akili umesoma, na kuna mse anakufika kusoma in terms of East Africa, maze uko juu. We unaweza, unajidai, unajiamini, na uko na phone. There's nothing you can't do. Once you find what you can buy and sell at a higher price, whether it's shares is an investment, that look at it later, invest in your own business, then start putting aside bare minimum 10%. Put aside 10%. Phone yako hata iko na Mshwari. Hata si lazima uende ati usemange unaenda kutafuta bank, how, where and when. Mshwari, you can put your savings there. Try and save 10% or at least 30% of the money that you earn. If not, if you don't have a regular income, this is another way of looking at it. If you can afford to consume, fanyanga hivi, ukienda kununua soda ya Coca-Cola umejiburudisha, eka 20 bob aside useme pia nimesave. So don't say that I'm waiting to get 100,000 to save. Saving means the life that you have today and you want it to get better, you absolutely must owe it to yourself to pay yourself each and every single time that you earn. So that's the way that you can be able to save, but you can't save without earning, and your earning power is in your mind and more importantly in your phone. So change your mindset, change your perspective, start putting money aside, and let's be able to change your narrative. Let's see what the next video is.
Hi Metropole TV, my name is Swale Omar. My question is, how can we help the culture of savings to youth?
Okay, so I can see Omar again. That's another question on savings. Let me take a different perspective. The first one, we said you must earn money, so stop waiting for employment. Create something for you to do. You have your phone, you have access to digital platforms, you have access to marketplaces via Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Second thing that I want us to get into, in Kenya, umefuliza, because watu wanafuliza na wamefuliza 245 billion. Uko kwa hiyo mtandao, because you're fulizing. Ukifuliza uwezi ukasave. Utakwanga kazi yako ni aje una get 20 bob unaenda tu kulipa deni. Ama kwa wale wasi usinitumie M-Pesa juu M-Pesa nitafuliza. Si vibaya kufuliza, but you can't keep spending your life taking fuliza to pay for a lifestyle. If you fuliza and go do a biashara and you can get double the money, that's okay. But most of you are fulizaing just kujibamba up at that point in time. So if you're going to save, first we must get out of the culture of debt, because debt is helping the companies such as Safaricom and as well as the banks to be able to enhance their revenue base, but it's extracting from you the ability to be able to save and invest in the future. So 3 things we've learned here. Tumia nangos to your advantage. Wacha kukwanga tule msewa kulike wase, toa content. Woneni aje, ingia Facebook. Wase wana make do aje kwa Facebook. Wase wana make do aje kwa YouTube. Soko, WhatsApp. Usikwange ule msewa kusema LOL. Ama wase wana sema ni aje this. Usikwange ule msewa rieng. Enda chukua hiyo ikwe soko yako usemange kila siku mimi nataka kuzia wase 5 kitu. Uwaulize mnataka niwafanyie nini. Ama wase waseme Mr. Kangi kwenda tauju kumeja. Kwa msewa errands. Hata ukimake 20 bob ama 30 bob. That's the strategy Uber is making now, to make as little as you can but make it as quickly as you can. So you must earn, put aside 10%. Last thing, try and avoid unnecessary debt and make savings a consumption line in terms of your budget. I think we have time for one more video. Let's see what's happening on the streets. Okay, so we're waiting for that one video that I think we had a couple of videos. We'd probably be able to take one more. If not, we're still available on 20146. That's our SMS line. We do this each and every Friday. Hashtag ni Ask Mbithe. Place unakam tunaongea stories za investments. Unadai aje, unataka kujua wicha, tuongee, tutengeneze pesa. But hii wiki tunawacha with a few things. You must be able to earn so that you can save. Next thing, save before you can invest. Third thing, invest in your business first and foremost before you start investing in shares. Shares are risky. You can make money, you can lose money. For you to be wealthy, take it slow, earn some money, weke kidogo, wazane na treasury bills na treasury bonds. Izo zikianza kukumekia do, you can move to the riskier ones. We'll talk about more and asset classes, but we hope to hear from you and see you next time on Friday, 2:30. Hashtag Ask Mbithe, niaje, platform ya kuongea story ya investments. Thanks, enjoy your weekend. Don't do anything I wouldn't. See you.